So my question to you is, there's some POS said I just sent an invoice about 30 minutes ago and I'm not happy about it. I wish we could discuss that. But POS, put your mic on and tell us what the problem is. Because of taking on work that wasn't profitable or not being able to manage cash flow when they get a big order or a big job, as I have seen businesses struggle because they don't have enough work. So if you think about that for a minute, I chased Woolworths for 3 years before we secured an order from them. I knocked on their door, I sent them samples, I saw the buyers. Okay, it's important to know the value of what you're doing. Help to understand if you're able to keep the business operations and future growth. Absolutely all correct. I'm not focused on costing, and that's where I think I'm coming short. Thanks, Fatima, for your honesty there. Okay, Babalma says we run businesses to make profits. Cost is important because it's a determining factor whether we are making a profit or not. Can assist in devising new strategies to improve costing on product or service. I just want to be cheaper than competitors. Fatima, come back tomorrow. Doing HR functions and so on. So it's quite important that you understand the difference between direct and indirect labor. Direct labor, people making the product or delivering the service, the garment themselves, the trainer that you pay to do a workshop. Indirect costs would be people who are required in order to allow you to run the business. So your accountant or bookkeepers, maybe you have a sales team, maybe you have an outsourced marketing person who helps you with your social media. Those are all form part of your costs, but they're indirect. And you'll see how it kind of comes together. The thing about indirect costs or overhead is that we incur them regardless of whether we have work or not, whether we're busy. Because you can't, unfortunately, go to Telcom and say, hey, guys, quiet last month, and then we can just not charge me for the internet this month. Direct costs are labor, materials, transport that you can directly attribute to a piece of work or a job or an order that you don't incur if you didn't have that work. Those are your direct costs. And your gross profit, you figure out and you calculate by taking all your sales for a year perhaps, a particular period of time, minus your direct costs, or you'll see it's so cost of goods sold. The difference between direct costs and cost of goods sold, they're almost identical, and you would have probably heard of both terms. Cost of goods sold relates more to people who buy in products, like you own a shop, spaza shop or whatever, or a retail store, and you buy in product from others, you put a markup on and you sell it.
Currently digging
so that process of buying it in from others, storing it, maybe putting a label on it, repackaging, and then presenting it for sale is your cost of goods. It's really the same as direct costs.
I'm going to create
the only difference is it sometimes
create content day, production days. Production days are all black days.
So you get your gross profit.
Good morning. I don't think I said good morning today. Good morning. Getting ready to go create content with my client. And so for the first time I am video logging with my camera. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll switch to phone though. That's for sure. And I'm currently in a workshop, pricing and costing workshop for my YSA program. I don't know how I'm gonna pull off this morning, but let's go. I still need to do my normal social media management on top of all of that.
But then there's still going to deduct PAYE in UIF equation. This calculation actually tells me what's left over after I've paid all my direct costs. So my labor, materials, transport relating to that product or service. All my indirect costs. So I've put a contribution towards my rent, my insurances, my bookkeeping, my internet, telephone calls, cell phone, all of that stuff, marketing costs, and I've paid my tax, and this tells me exactly how much I've got left over. And that's the real figure that you want to be able to calculate, because that's going to tell you if your business is profitable or not. And very often, I do a lot of work with entrepreneurs around this area and looking at their costings and stuff. And quite often when people are not profitable, it's often not because they don't have enough orders. They have got enough orders, but they haven't factored in usually their indirect costs or their overheads. They don't know how to do it. I'm going to teach you quickly a very nice, simple method that you can use to bring in your overheads into your costing equation. Because in my experience, the biggest challenge that entrepreneurs like yourselves have is how do I bring that in? How do I know how much to put into that costing for rent? How do I know how much I should add for insurance? How do I know how much I should add for internet and Wi-Fi? I don't know these things. So either I just don't put anything in, or I throw in a figure and it maybe doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to it. And I'm going to teach you a method that's quite simple. Carrying costs. So the owner hasn't added into the costing here, either covering up the vehicle, covering up the covering up the software subscriptions, insurance, Wi-Fi, internet, all of those things. This figure, that's the direct cost that she's incurred because she has to have safety. That's going to cover the overheads, and then we should she's going to get the total cost of production of delivery of the service. The actual true costs that it really costs the dollar. The question then becomes, how much is this percentage? That's the million-dollar question. And I did one of the very first jobs I ever did with consultants many 2 decades ago. There was a guy who was the people could not get enough of his product. He was always on orders. This poor guy was always wrong. He just wasn't making money. And he asked me to come and have a look at this tomorrow. I went in and I looked. And the first big issue was that he wasn't having anything on for overheads. So he was costing his product and saying it's so much materials, so much labor, and I'll put 100% on it, we're going to be sharp. So that product cost me 100 materials, 100 labor, it's $200 plus 30 rand packaging, 220. I'll cover it or sell it for 440. Happy day. And the reality is that when you calculate it, he needed to be added on as a percentage for his overhead recovery contribution. It was actually 140%. So in other words, take this production for delivery of this service of 3,750. And then onto that amount, the model needs to be cost. So she's still going to mark that up now, put on a percentage for profit, right? But in this case, it's 50. It includes all of the direct costs. So what you have to pay that is to do the work plus
Hey, what you doing, man?
plus the cost of the printing, plus the cost of the software. It also includes a 50% contribution towards the running costs of the business, the rent, the insurance, all of that. That's all factored in there. So with the whole markup on here, you can be confident to know that you covered all the costs. The question
Where is the thing that controls
is
you?
how much do I add? Is 50% correct amount? Rents of premises. Do you rent the premises if you work from home?
I do rent premises.
So it's
You know what? I'm getting so much better at treating wigs.
They're not actually costs that are related to that.
I need to practice
bottle of
more
skincare
often.
and your financial
Love doing my own
job,
beauty stuff because
at
I just sort of
bargain
spend
gig
around
or
and doing
whatever, they're
things.
settling, they're on the
But
outside. That's why
also,
they call it no.
I just love beauty.
Okay, thank you so much.
So, yeah, I think I'm looking at the wrong place. I should be looking at the...
Should
I look at the screen?
if I get the job.
The camera.
What you're going to do is you're going to list all your direct costs for a year. If you haven't been
I ask
operational
myself
for
the
a
same
year,
thing.
do it
All the
for as
time.
long as you can.
I
So
can't.
3 months.
Look, it's
Years
still
can
only on 90.
fluctuate. They go up
And I have
down
to go
this
through
year.
this every
Sometimes
single
of the
day
year, we got some
because I'm
busy at the
posting
time. They
video
can do
logs
it
every
for a year,
single
it's
day.
more accurate usually.
It's fun though. It's actually fun.
Transport. Remember with direct transport, it's any transport that you incur because of that job. You're going to deliver to a client. You're delivering an order of products to a client. That's a direct transport cost. If you didn't have that order, you wouldn't be driving there. But driving to the bank, material suppliers, up and down, and going to see customers, that's also transport, but it's an indirect cost. Because it's not directly related
I'm
to the product or service.
I'm filming.
Back.
What?
But your Wi-Fi, telephones, etc. All of your indirect costs, all of your running costs, your operational costs, your overhead, and then you'll get a figure. And what you then do, and your accountant can probably help you, but many of you will be able to work this out yourselves. What you then do is you add up these two figures. And let's pretend, in our example that we did, for direct costs, we get 300,000 for the year. And for indirect costs, we get 450,000 for the year. We take the overhead figure, or indirect costs, which is 450,000. You guys can work this out for me on your calculators or your phone. 450,000, and you divide it by your direct costs. You get 300,000. And what do you get? How much do you get? 450,000 divided by 400,000. Anyone give me a number?
$150.
It's 50,000 divided by what?
450,000 divided by 300,000. It's 150%.
Okay, so we
How much is it? 150%. 0.75 or 0.6 or whatever it might look like in your business. If you times that figure by 100, it's going to tell you the percentage that you need to add to your direct cost. If you do an example here that I can. Sorry? I'm saying we use hundreds and fees. Well, it depends, yeah. It depends on your business. Yes. In the first example I gave, I said, that your indirect costs are 200 and your direct costs are 300, and we divide the indirect costs by the direct costs, you go 1.5, and you times it by 100, you get 150.
In 600 meters, turn right on Lothian Road.
No, the brake is needed. Your numbers. So I'm trying to make I said in numbers it takes time to understand like focus and concentrate try to concentrate. And the reality is that I normally do this workshop in a full day. So for me to try and condense it into 3 hours. It needs some linen at the back to keep it stiff. I would do exactly the same method for all the different materials that go into my product until I've calculated the ratings and the costs for all of them. And the beauty is that you only need to do it once for a product and it's done. The only time that you need to change it is if your costs change. So if they push the price of the denim up to 30 Rand a meter, you would need to just recalculate your costing. But we'll give you a costing sheet that has all the formulas built in, that if you just put in the ratings, it'll calculate exactly how much that material costs you. So we'll share that with all of you as well. Okay, so let's look at one more example, just to embed this methodology. And so it goes. But your job is to work out how long each step of that process takes, and therefore how much money it costs you in rands. So let's look at an example. You pay something 400 Rand a day to do to work for you.
Do you want to see this video?
Per day.
That we're trying to do.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe we can do a breakfast one, like a kitchen. So we just leave one plate for instance.
Oh, mustn't go be like I can just before I go. Could find some. Yeah,
So the first one,
you can.
you. So shouldn't you wear like a gown?
I don't have a doubt.
That's
By the way.
That's so.
I don't know, like, yeah, you too. I don't know what it's saying. Probably come back, or something. I don't, I never worked the master.
I was working.
I second, that's just I will have a game on. Or something, I buy it, try to see, drink and practice.
Can I look for some?
fluctuates. So it fluctuates between 400 and 500 depending on which supplier you can get it from and so on. Rather go up a level because you don't want to cost it 400 rand a litre and you end up having to pay 500 because your usual supplier doesn't have it. So you'd rather be a little bit cautious in terms of saying I'm going to put sort of the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, coconut oil.
250.
That's what we're for.
250 a litre. Shea butter per kilo.
250.
250. I'll send you another, please.
Yes, because she's only using a little bit of olive oil for each sheet. So she's maybe using a teaspoon or two for each 250 ml shea butter. That's what we say. How many can be made from that unit? So if we say we divide by 500, what do we get?
It's 0.0.
Can we wear a different top?
Oh,
Just
sure. Yeah.
Whew, that's done. It's always been my baby. Do.
Everything is in black and white. That's how it was uncovered in the business. Otherwise, I'm running it another at the end of the day. So I've decided I wasn't going to put things on hold again. And until such time I don't have a contract in my hand.
Oh, he was Yakumbo.
People hanging around. Home, sweet home. So I left this babe in some conditioner. Like, this thing didn't change much. I'm so done with this wig. You know what? I'm honestly so done with it. Fucking hell. You know what? I'm gonna bleach this wig one last time. I'm gonna buy the K-A-I-R bleach and bleach it once more. Just once more. Then I can move on to this long one here. Shame yazahlala kabi. Yeah, I'm gonna bleach it once more. I need to buy the bleach, and then I'm gonna give up on it after that.
You did what any good mom would do. You really think we're gonna get away with all this? We don't have a choice.
Oh, I should tell on Friday. Oh,
They got arrested.
But if they didn't get arrested, why wouldn't they be here?
Oh man.
Let's say we get through this.
Okay.
Then what?
What do you mean?
How are we supposed to wake up tomorrow and make breakfast with this seared in our brains?
I don't know.
Here's an omelet, Dad. Would you like a fork? Like the pickaxe that was in your dad? Or maybe a spoon to shovel some sugar over your cereal, like the dirt that I dumped on your dad?
For the first time. How why not? Singalindile mat.
Oh, what looks like that?
Hi, babang bani mo. Finally.
Who that?
It's the lady of the Ascent Africa. Now we're going to shoot a goal. So you're coming. Ooh, don't you want prawns? Which flavor today? Cranberry, as penom, or oats and honey? Ham in inf.
Yeah, right.
Maybach music. Lapha mina bengithe angiphuzi. Bengithe why me? Oh. So in the rice. Awathandana ngalamasisi. Oh.
Black. A whole black label. Is that all the groceries?
Lots of eggs. Lots of cabbage.
Fish is faster.
Huh?
Fish is faster.
You have cabbage. Spago carrots.
Fish, I feel like it's faster. Keep on my tongue, possible then. Uyathanda yini icathulo zakho beyihleli lana zitakelene? Ayingcoli. Hey.
Already was shocked. So much I do find it now. But like, hey, bro, this is not healthy. Ah, yeah, wait.
Unzeni?
This is connected value.
In.
The consulate like that.
How even then?
That's what you tell me. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's all. I'm not surprised.
Somebody says, "Tolo umuntu onemali."
I don't think it's about my land is just good on the street. So, in church, as a man in Bo must have been paid. You haven't probably in this song in the sky.
Wow.
In general, everywhere you go around, I was sipping paint.
Even here in Durban.
Yeah, I was like, this whole time we've been doing sense of paint.
Just like how I think when we Women's Day, I'm a wellness event from Cape Town to Joburg to Cape Town. I mean to here. Every brand is doing a wellness event, means yoga, and this hype is gonna die down. Kubek and Tina, the originals, because it was about lifestyle, not about trend.
Yeah, Man's on over everyone's doing it. What that man? Why are you recruiting yourself for both?
That's not really what I'm doing, but
Oh.
currently, yes, it is what I'm doing.
No, I need to record it.
The day Brutal Foods sponsors me, that's what I'm the girl, because I realized why in Italy Strawberry Rouge.
Why?
Because my aunt says position madam says.
And put us on.
Sadly.
Why do that?
Because I just don't get why it's so nice. But it's honestly like just so beautifully brewed compared to the normal butter fruits.
How's that good banana?
So cute. Okay. Maybe an iPad is gonna come first. Where?
Fish.
No.
Fish.
I ain't getting fish.
Why not? Carrot is so nice, baby fish.
Carrot is just hardly nice anyway.
It's a veg. We started down the cabbage. Or vegetarian.
Because you're a goat.
Was I man?
You're a goat.
How am I a goat? You want to be veg?
Well, because you like goat food. You enjoy it so much. I'm a carnivore.
Yeah, you get most vitamins in that veg. So. Flying fish.
Khona ini lega lindani extreme.
Only that was extreme. Only good so very over on Chalawak.
Ulungile nje kugcwele utshwala bakhe.
Engaphuzi yena. Abusimeni. Ngikholwa lapho ngithi yaphela. Ngiyobe kwazi ngelinye ilanga. What's how? Ngiyajitwa lithayo, kanti nanze ngizotshayela.
Ihleli lapha igcwele. Nami ngishiya imimosa yami ayibo actually.
Kuhle lowo.
Nami ngishiya imimosa yami.
Ikona right bro. Awuthi usuku ofike endaweni nje uqala phansi uyogrosa all over again. Mara sisifika hlezi sifike kukhona okukhona. Sinjekuthenga isikhosi yovelo lungile utshana.
Hey, mina ngiyayibuza obani abazohlala eBrian's kalungile oba bazoqhasha.
Umuntu angahlala kalungile.
No way, sisana. Ngamane ngiyohlala eSoweto noZama.
Why?
Solala kanjani ibophelete 2 bed.
Yeah. Pero umuntu angahlala kalungile. Abanye balale kamereni namabhotsi navela swedelela ngitali.
Oh, bless me.
Which day is that dinner? Often people say some kind of life.
What life is that?
Huh?
And that life is?
I'll say about on this chapter. You can be honest.
Oh, that's why again it's here I crying. You should say I'm right, but it's here I crying. Yeah, I crying.
What many times of life? What I think, Jim?
Yeah, Pelena, she's nice. She comes from a different background, I guess. People are not the same. Umuntu opiphayo nje.
I don't mind now. Nice. You feel?
Eh? Eh?
No, you can't put it in the same bracket. Someone can really clap it. Buddhist was just a smart person.
Yeah.
He's always been smart. So in the club, always along.
Yeah, iqhengele yawani. Yo mina sengikhiphele nje kuyena. There is no need. Manje into engihlekisayo ukuthi angangibena lokho kuyiqhenya kokusinyonkoloza ukuthi sisemjolweni. Manje ngoba ingane yakhe imithi ke uthini? Ngibuka kanjalo phela mina ngeke unginkolozele ngingakwenzelanga lutho. Cause nangizothi shosho. Done. I need to ask this man to take that up. Yeah, done.
It is such a smart ass.
What do you mean today's work? He said that they're not firewood for the next marriage.